Flycast time.
Shit. And the music drops.
Drop the music right after shit. Okay, Matt?
If he doesn't know that, like...
He's got to know.
Yeah.
Got to know.
I think he has... What would you call that? Like timing awareness?
Timing
Like,
awareness.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's a certain
timing.
comedic timing.
Yeah.
That's what it'd be.
I think he's got it. He edits Hex's vlogs. It'll be good.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back to episode...
Something. Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't even feel like figuring it out.
No one even cares. No one cares about the episodes.
We're like 40 episodes deep in about 4 years. So,
which is pretty good. I think that's a lot more than a majority of podcasts last.
yeah. I feel like this could last forever. As long as we
could.
like live near each other,
Yeah.
a Flycast will happen somehow.
Somehow.
Like
even if we take another year break.
Yeah, even if we take another year break, something will happen to where we're like, yo, we should do a Flycast. And then we'll drop that Flycast and it'll pop.
You like get me out of jail. And then as soon as I get back home, you're like, yo, Flycast?
You're like, yeah.
Yeah. Then you're like, what were
Then
you
we
in
got another
for?
story to tell.
And then I tell the story about how I got in jail.
Then it gets like 250K views.
Yeah. And then we're like,
Then-
hell yeah. And then the next one gets 20K again.
Yeah.
And then we're like, we should bring Formal on.
Yeah. Which might be
Yeah, we were thinking about that. Bringing on guests.
what would... I already know if I ask in the comments below.
Yeah, it's going to be Scump and Formal.
Yeah. Who would you want to see? But also, would you want to see a guest?
We've thought about it before. I remember one time I was like, yo, we should do one with, this is like a long time ago. We should do one with like Iron Solomon. And he said he was down. I was like, damn, that would be dope. And then we never did it. And then we were going to do one with.
But like our fans wouldn't like that.
You don't think so?
I think they would, but it wouldn't like pop.
I don't think it would pop. But very
Like,
few
I think if we
Flycasts, like-
did, I think if we did a podcast with like Formal or Scump,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
not only would
obviously.
it pop because they're like Formal and Scump, but like people, I feel like it would be different than the like Hex, like the Hex Formal Scump you or Hex Formal Scump me, like those podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel like because those
We
like
know
they
we're-
have like some topics and it's like they try
Yeah,
to talk
yeah.
about relevant
And we know
shit.
we're on the Optic channel too, so we try
Yeah.
to keep it a little
like
surface level.
yeah. But like I feel like if we had Formal or Scump or who else could we get? It doesn't matter. But if we had any of them, I feel
TJ.
like we would like bring a side.
Yeah.
People would see like it would get like kind of dark
It would
or
get
like the
weird, yeah,
humor, like it would get like weird and like we would just talk about shit that we normally wouldn't
Yeah.
on other podcasts, like the Optic podcast or something.
Yeah. I can see that.
Like I almost thought about starting because I'm king think but don't do.
Right.
But one time I did think about like starting a podcast to where like because I always looked at Flycast just like me and you, but like starting a podcast where like I just bring guests on and like I like research their lives and like try to find, like for example, say like I did a podcast with Scump or like even, but I'd rather do it like us two and like Scump. But say we did a podcast with Scump, I would like text his mom and be like, hey, like what did, and like figure out like certain stuff to like bring up during the podcast. And he's just like, what the fuck?
You watch like a Nardwar.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like kind of like that, but more like friend to friend instead of like weird interviewer.
Right. Yeah, I've thought about doing that too. I mean, I've actually already done the research for a Hex interview because I want to do like I want to turn my like around the bar rant style videos into like a one-on-one interview / podcast ish type thing. That's what I try to do. Do you remember? I don't even know if you remember this. But we did something called like a conversation with, and I like researched all of Halo and all that stuff, and we talked about it a little bit. I did one with you, one with Roger, and one with No Scope Joe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what we talked about.
Like a lot of Halo, a lot of like old school Halo, and like on the come up to Optic and stuff like that.
See, that's what I'd want to do with like Matt, like, cause I was in the scene before Matt, and I know, like, talk to him about like how he not looked up to me, but like how I was pro and he was like an am,
Right.
And like
yeah.
his first like good placing was top 6, and like I beat him for like top 4,
Right.
and it's just like I don't know, seeing I kind of already know his thoughts with that stuff, but like there's just a lot of stuff like I want to know about like people's real life shit before kind of gaming.
Right. Yeah.
Like Scump, did you go to parties? Like did you like what sports did you play?
Right.
What like I'm interested in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, me too. Just like what your life is outside all this, and like how or what your life used to be, I guess, because a lot of people are consumed in it at this point.
Like Big T. I don't know anything.
I don't know
about Big
anything
T.
about Will.
No one does.
Yeah.
No one knows anything about Will.
People are surprised when I talk about it on stream. Like I hung out with Big T for 3 months. Like when we first moved into the Scuff house, and people that lived in 6050 got to know him really well. But I hung out with him for 3 months.
Even in 6050, like I would only see him if I'm like making breakfast in the morning and he comes out and gets like coffee or something. Like that. He's always in his room. Like
Yeah.
he's always.
He just sticks to his own grind and gets his money, and then I mean, it's always like really chill whenever we hang out.
He's never like.
He's never been weird. He's just been like
Yeah.
to himself, which I guess a lot of people are like that. I mean, Ian was like that to an extent, but how weird is it that Ian, like, think about the dynamic of the Scuff house in comparison to now. Like
I was fucking living in the master bedroom with
yeah.
Ian. Like, we had a lot of like good conversations though. Like laying down at night,
Yeah.
and like it's like pitch black, and me and Ian are just like talking to each other.
Yeah.
Fucking, like he's telling stories about like his exes or like relationship problems or like shit like that.
You're just like, yeah.
I'm
man.
just like, damn, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Damn, yeah. But yeah, we had a lot of good combos. Fucking yeah.
It's just weird to see how everything is now, because he's on like a different org,
And it's like there's like a beef there.
yeah. I mean, I don't think Ian and Seth have beef, but I don't know about the other guys. But they did go through it for a little bit. It's so stupid. I'd tell Seth, I'm like, dude, come on, just like say you're sorry or something. And he's like,
They're so like
sorry.
yeah.
I can't say that. I'm like, all right.
Dude, the COD team is like, I wonder if they were divas. I know Matt has always been a diva, but like, they are divas.
Oh,
Like,
for
if
sure.
they don't want to do something, like, they're not doing it.
Right.
Like, for example, just like random content videos we'll want to do, and it's like if you like that obstacle course, it's like if we hit the wrong, like none of them wanted to be the person to go through the obstacle course, because if you if you hit the wrong button at the end, you get like a pie to the face.
Oh yeah.
They're like, nope, we're not doing that.
Right.
Just like come on. Like, and Roger was bringing up a video that we're gonna do either tomorrow or the next day, I think. Or maybe he's just won't get it that day and we'll do it next week. But I'm not going to spoil what the idea is, but he was talking about what we're going to do next. And I was like, they're not going to do that.
Right.
And he's like, but you will. And I was like, yeah. So, like, I'm going to be the fucking, like...
the dude who gets dunked in the tank or
yes,
whatever. Yeah.
Yes. Then that's kind of always how they've been. Actually, at first,
In the Scuff house, at the very beginning, it wasn't like that.
what's weird is at 6050, you saw the video where it was like me, Bo, Scump, and Hex. We had water in our mouths, and we're
Yeah.
like, like that laugh shit.
Yeah.
Like back then, we didn't even think of how like disgusting it is to like just spit water on each other. Like we thought it was like funny, and I guess then we weren't like
Y'all
just
were nuts,
whatever
though.
was like.
Y'all were shooting people with paintball guns. And
I'm taking them
stuff.
to the chest without a shirt.
Yeah.
But like thinking about it back then, it was just like we didn't even think about it. We just did it, and now it's like they would never do that.
Yeah.
Even like Bose or like now when those type of ideas are brought up, we're like, nah, like we're not doing that. Like
I think that's part of just.
It's like we're too grown for that.
Yeah.
Like
I was gonna say it's
we're,
part of like growing up.
Yeah.
Not saying that you get too old for stuff like that, but I mean.
With certain things, like I can understand the water in the mouth, because that is really fucking gross. Now that I'm like thinking, I'm like, how did I? Because we were literally just fucking laughing at spraying it onto each other.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to think about Hex because Hex
has always been down to do whatever.
Right, and
he's never been a diva.
But I think
shit.
That's the thing with growing up. I
think
Hex is
trying hard not to.
Right. Oh, I think the thing is like it depends on what you did prior to all of this, because you know what it's like to clock in at Food Lion. I know what it's like to clock in at Walgreens. Hex knows what it's like to clock in at
the
insurance
shit.
So, yeah, we'll shoot paintball guns, or we'll get hit with a paintball gun, or we'll take a pie to the face because it's better than that.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that were divas, they've never clocked in anywhere else. And it's not their fault, but that's just how it is. Because this is so much better than what that stuff was.
Yeah, this is. But do you ever think, like, sometimes that shit wasn't that, like, I think of I don't know how your mind state was back then, but, like, I mean, maybe I'm just thinking back and I'm thinking of, like, I would go to work 8 hours, and, like, then I'd, like, go to the gym afterwards, or, like, go to a friend's house and we're, like, drinking, or, like, I don't think my life was like that bad.
No,
or I wasn't like depressed. No. Like I feel like I found myself in like more depressed states. Fucking.
Well, yeah, of course.
Here,
of course you would.
So why is that?
Because you have tens of thousands of people that watch everything you do.
Yeah, and they're not afraid to tell you.
And that's like
what they think.
That's like the most, and it's like if you take stage fright and you put it in a coliseum. I mean, that's like it's like every single, but they're not watching you just make a speech. They're watching you all the time in your videos and other people's videos and your streams and other people's streams. If you're not streaming, they wonder what you're doing. They wonder if you're okay. If you disappear, they're like, where is he at? They ask other people where you, it's like, it's just anxiety everywhere.
Weird is I've never been on that side. Like I never watched YouTube videos. I never watched vloggers. I never was like a fan of anyone. So I don't know what it's like. Like even now I don't watch anything besides like random shit on YouTube. Yeah. But like I'm saying like I'm not like a fan of anyone.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, I guess music side, we're just kind of like sitting here waiting for Kendrick to put out anything, or Adele, or Frank Ocean. It's just like they haven't put out anything in 5 years. So you're just
that's like the only people I feel like I would see in person and be like, oh shit.
Yeah. But imagine like the stands of those people. They probably email them. They probably send them postcards and send them stuff like, hey, where's the music? Can't wait for the music.
Even
put out
my
music.
Email. People, I don't even know where my email was like posted, but like people will email me and be like, hey, I know this is a long shot. And like I don't even open them up, but like it'll just pop up on my phone and I'll see like the first 2 sentences.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I know this is a long shot, but big fan. And it's like that is so like
I did that.
Really?
Yeah. I sent Skylar Foreplay, I sent him a huge email. And then I thought about it like way later and I was like,
is that the Control?
Yeah.
Okay.
He used to work for he used to own Envy. I don't know if he still does. But he used to own Envy. Then he went to G Fuel.
You hit him with the, hey, I know this is a long shot.
Yeah, because he was like my favorite pro growing up. That's who I used to
Really?
watch. Yeah, I used to watch him and
Why?
Nate Shot. Because he is.
Was he big?
Yeah, he was like one of the first like OBJ players. It was like him and Rambo, and then like because I used to watch pre Scump, like pre Nate Shot, like that. Those were like the times when it was like Stainville was running shit and all that. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sent him because he used to upload every single day, and I would watch all his videos, and so I sent him something huge, and I was like, "Hey man, I'm like really trying to do this," and didn't get a response. But then I thought about it way later, and if every time I open my email, even my business email, it's just like a lot of times there's people that have sent pages of stuff.
There's definitely. In your position there, I feel like that is like what you should be doing. Like for instance, I tweeted out like I need a designer, like I want to drop apparel, and I'm not gonna lie, fucking this guy tweeted me and was like, "What would it take for me to work with BTH?" And here's my portfolio, and I just like clicked the link, and I'm like, "Oh, this shit's pretty dope." And then like I didn't even look anywhere else. I just like DM'd him. I was like, "Yo, like here's the BTH logo. Like, what could you do with this?
Yeah.
Like, what ideas do you have for Believe the Hype?" And then he was just like, "All right, I'll send you what I come up with by like Tuesday."
Yeah.
And then I looked at it and I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty good." And I was like, "Well, figure something out." And like now we're gonna like drop something, and I'm gonna give him. I don't know what like percentage or what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But like he just like reached out, and now that's
kind of
just lucky because I could have like clicked on someone else's and just like, but I'm not gonna like search.
Like you just can't give up. Like if I would have been like, oh damn, Foreplay never emailed me back, I should probably stop. You know what I mean? And like
this is so cringe.
Yeah, like oh man, I feel embarrassed.
I
also like I also paid Midnight 1,600 Microsoft points to be on her friends list.
No, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, but I've told that story 100 times. It's just like if whenever you're like really into it and you just do whatever, eventually you're gonna look back on shit you did and you're like, wow, that was embarrassing. But as long as you're like full steam ahead. I mean, same with Aaron. Like, I literally tweeted out, I need a bracket. I need somebody to design a bracket for me for when I was doing Optic Intel. And Aaron responded. And like 12 other designers responded. I put them all in a Skype call. And I was like, hey, can somebody, I need like a full-time designer for Optic Intel. Get me back your bracket. Every one of them was like, okay, I'll get it back to you within the next 3 days. And Aaron sent it back within an hour and a half. And I was like, all right, it's Aaron. But that's how designers used to be. Yeah. Because like everything is like Aaron's turnaround time is crazy. Because he just gets in the zone. So then I got Ariel and Aaron from there. And then they just kept going. And now Aaron's doing Rich and Lonely Create Supply. Ariel's doing Create Supply. And just, it's like whenever you're like full steam ahead and you're like all into it, then eventually you're going to capitalize on some sort of opportunity that presents itself.
Yeah. One of the, actually, probably shouldn't say that because he told me he didn't want to tell anyone.
Yeah, then don't say it.
Well, it's not that anyone listening would know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But some people from rehab watch these podcasts.
Right.
So they would know who I'm talking about.
Right.
So I'm not even going to talk about it.
All right.
Everyone's like, okay. Thanks for wasting 20 seconds of my life. Oh, shit. Sometimes you just have to you got to take advantage of your opportunities. Like Aaron created. Don't take a fucking 2 days to make a bracket. I was clutch up.
That's like the most. That was the craziest part to me. Is like
you're not entitled to anything.
It's like everybody else, and this was during the time when every designer was 15 and 16. Like there weren't 20-year-old designers like there are today. Like now, all the designers you find are like grown adults. But back in the day, when esports was still like growing. Alpaca and Aaron and like Zob, like all those kids got hired when they were like 16.
Yeah, they're like the first generation of
Right.
esports designers.
Yeah. I mean, look at Logan. Logan is Snipetality, right?
Something like that.
I'm 99% sure
Yeah.
Logan is Snipetality.
That could just be a fucking myth.
Because he just
and, like,
rebranded
just
one day and just
yeah.
ran with it. But now it's like the head dude at 100 Thieves, and he was
Yeah.
making Halo montages. So it's like, I mean, he was still like the best. I mean, let's not get that as
Yeah,
he was like the
it
best
good.
person making Halo montages. But I mean, as long as you're like into it, if you like dedicate yourself to whatever you're trying to like do, eventually an opportunity is going to present itself, and you have to hit it as hard as you possibly can. Because like that's how pretty much everyone.
Now, what do you say to people who suck,
Yeah.
but they keep trying?
I think you got to eventually understand. You have to take a step back and look at your own art or look at your own work from another person's perspective. Because I think that's one of the biggest parts of finding out if you suck at something. Because I used to make videos, and eventually I went back and I looked at those videos like a month after making them, and I was like, wow, these are boring.
Yeah.
Like, look at what people do that succeed and see how it captures your attentiveness or your emotions or whatever you're trying to achieve, and then look at your own stuff, and you can just see the quality difference.
Who did
in everything.
Was it Roger that you said you used to like? I think it was like someone like back in the McAlpin days, the Scuff House days,
Yeah.
where you were making Vision. I know you would always say like, I'm good at creating like a story,
Yeah.
and you were like, but it might have been someone that like worked for TSM or like Cloud9 or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
but you were like, they're so much better at me at like
Yeah.
something else.
Probably talking about Max. Like, he's,
That
yeah.
yeah, that might have been it.
I mean, as far as the videography side of things, I was
Now, what do you mean by that? Like, what's like certain
like the
shots,
cinema, yeah, like
editing,
like the way they know the cameras and they know how each camera works and what features are on
Lighting
each,
and-
yeah, and the lighting and the the sound quality and all that. I mean, Roger has 100 times more things than what I had at the Scuff House, and I give him shit for that all the time. But he is way more talented than I am at like setting up shots and getting the shots and like color grading and getting the lighting right. Because to me, I was just making big, long YouTube videos. That's how I see it. Like, he's making like Netflix quality documentaries.
Uh-huh.
So it's like that, but still, like, what I did worked, I guess. Like, what I knew I was never really interested in putting out that level of production. Because if I would have done that, I would never have been able to hit like these 35, 45-minute videos that I was making. So,
Yeah.
but I did go like, so in order for that's the thing is how Roger looks at it is like, he'll watch like Last Chance University, or he'll watch like a Logic documentary, and then he'll be like, that's what I want to do. And then you can see that.
Yeah.
I would watch Casey Neistat vlogs. And so if you look at Casey Neistat vlogs and you look at Vision is just 45 minutes of Casey Neistat style vlogs. And so like they both work, and I look back on Vision and I look back on it like fondly, because I can like barely watch season 1. And those are the situations where you look at your own videos and you're like, you have to, everyone's like self-centered to a point where you are blinded to your own like weaknesses. So don't watch your video for a little bit, or don't listen to your music, or don't listen to your beat, or don't look at your artwork.
Every beat I ever made was trash.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Like that's how
at the moment I'm like,
you're like, hell
but then
yeah.
like a month later I'll listen to it and be
just
like,
we want
I'm so bad.
So yeah, I mean that's
Do
just
you
how it
ever
is.
have a itch for camera work again? Like do you ever look at what Roger has now with Optic.
I mean, I get jealous
and
about
you're like,
yeah,
man, if I had this shit, the shit.
I mean, I get jealous, but it's like open jealousy.
Yeah.
Because like I really enjoyed that. Like I mean, I still have ways of doing it, like with doing the Optic box break, and I still have things that bring Optic together, and like we make content out of it. But I mean, yeah, I really miss like the meetings, and there was a time where I was like, dude, because we were trying to figure out what to call the process, and he was like, we're calling it Vision, and I was like, we're not calling it Vision. Like I was like, that was the only time I'd like ever put my foot down, because like what Infinite did with Vision always pissed me off. Like they made Vision shirts that I never got a percentage of or really got a say in what it looked like at all.
Yeah.
And then neither did Roger, and Roger was making Vision. I mean, they basically forced me out but made Roger stay because they had sold Vision to Turtle Beach. Like all that stuff like really like it had a bad taste in my mouth. So they were going to make the process Vision. And I was like, no. I was like, but I will dead ass come back if we want to work on Vision together. And that was like the only time where I was dedicated in putting the time in to I don't think I would have like edited, but I would have like overseen like the editing part of it, like with Roger. That was like the only, I mean, Roger's probably listening to this like rolling his eyes, but I deadass would have come back if it had to do with Vision, because Vision is like still like my BTH or my, you know what I mean? It's like it has such a like near and dear place in my heart.
Yeah, I would love to see fucking you make another like Vision. Yeah. Like, what if, say,
just do Vision season 5 episode 1
at like COD Champs or whatever when it comes up, like I mean, this really makes no sense, but if you were to just come back for one episode and it's like COD Champs and it's just titled like Vision the End or something, like,
well, eventually I want to make the Optic documentary, like work on that with Roger. And so we would call that Vision the documentary or something. Vision the Optic Gaming documentary or something.
What would that entail? Like,
I mean, it would have to go. I mean, there's so.
Would you like fly to people's hometowns?
Yeah, for sure.
That would be so sick. That'd take a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like a 2-year thing. But I mean, I don't think that would be for a while, because I think there has to be the finale of that documentary. It hasn't been written yet, because I think we need to win champs.
The Vision?
Yeah, because I think we need to win champs again, because then it would be Hex gets Optic in 2006, builds the biggest content creation esports, or the biggest content creation or content creator group on YouTube, then goes over to esports, the whole Nate Shot era. Then everything, the falling out with Nate Shot, like all this stuff is like, they're huge stories. Like these are all like some of the biggest stories in esports, and it's all within Optic. And then of course the Scuff House stuff. We win champs in the Scuff House. The only
stories in esports.
we win champs, the dynasty, the Halo team. I mean, all that stuff. Then the Infinite thing. Then Hex buys it back, which is fucking insane. You know what I mean?
That shit was eating at him.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And then whatever is next is, I think that would be like a good ending part of like a documentary.
Either
like
something good needs to happen or something really bad needs to happen. And you'll see the finale for Vision.
But yeah, I think there's just too much. There's too many stories to tell. Apparently somebody's working on the Halo doc.
Who?
I don't know. I saw online that, or somebody messaged me and said that somebody is finally working on it.
If I'm not included in it, I'm going to be
pissed. You have to be.
I have to be, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, not, of course, not like because I was winning so many events or I was like so good, but like, I'm like the only me, Flamesword, and Snipe Down are like the only people to like make it outside of Halo, like as far as like a content or just to take their brands from Halo and to like grow it bigger.
Right.
Where like Snipe Down was like, he was really known in Halo, but like outside of that, he didn't have a brand like that. But now with Apex, Snipe Down's actually like
popping. Yeah,
he's like popping in Apex.
Yeah, I think is it Tuger is playing Apex too. I think one of the ogres is playing Apex as well.
Not competitively.
Really?
No, because Tuger's like the mutineers. Like
yeah. Doing. Who was I thinking of? Maybe I was thinking of Snipe Down. I thought there was another person as well. But
I don't think so. But yeah, we had Flamesword. Like, it's weird with Flamesword because he kind of, I don't know how he got friends with like, he was really good friends with like Big T and Bose. And,
right.
Like back in the day, I guess like maybe Scump or just like way back in the day, like 2014 somehow the fucker was coaching the CoD team. And I don't fucking know how, but
well, it's because of the Red Bull thing, right?
That probably
he was like a Red Bull athlete, him and Abel. Or was it the whole
Which I don't know how that happened.
Was it
either.
the whole SQ team? Or it's just him and Abel?
I know there's no way anyone got a check from Red Bull besides like Flame and Enable.
Yeah. So then Nadeshot signed with Red Bull. So then
that's probably what. And at the time, COD players looked at Halo players like COD and Halo is like above it. So it's like, oh shit, a Halo guy will come coach us. Like that's not only good like publicity or whatever, but it's
and like, Halo needed a W then because I think that was
and there was nothing going on in Halo.
That was right when Halo 4 was out. So you guys were like,
yeah, we were on our way down. So I guess he somehow.
Oh no, that wasn't when MCC first came out. I think.
Yeah.
Or was about to come out.
Halo 2 anniversary, I think, was like 2015.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
So it was about to come out.
But yeah, Mike found his way into. I don't even know like Mike's story with like when he joined, how like or how it happened, but there's only like a few of us that have made something somehow out of fucking Halo. And people always say like, oh, you're on Optic, like you have it so good, like as if like when you join Optic it just like comes to you. Or it's just like given to you. How many people have been on Optic that like leave Optic or get dropped from Optic and like they didn't even hardly have anything when they were on Optic.
Like they have like what 10,000 more followers.
Yeah, like how many COD players have joined Optic and did like nothing with it? A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
So it's definitely not like given to you. I don't even really know how I did it. But
I can't believe you. It's crazy that like some people strive to be content creators and that's why they want to be on Optic. Or they strive to be competitors and that's why they want to be on Optic. But you and Bose, I believe, are the only two cases where like you guys just got on Optic and you hit the ground running with content. And like you blew up through content. You know what I mean? Like both of you guys really blew up through content. So, but you weren't, it doesn't seem like you were like interested in content before the opportunity presented itself.
Fuck no. I never made any video. I didn't make any montages. I never recorded clips.
I
never streamed. I did make like
big Vine guy.
I was always like the fucking class clown of like wherever I was. So I did have some Vines. What's funny is I don't know if is everyone's Vine clips deleted?
Think so.
Well, I know Vine like doesn't exist, but back in the day, I used to make Vines, and I remember I had a Halo Vine of me like I don't know if I was in like theater or something, but I was just like, God, I'm getting shit on, and then it just like the next clip is me like dumping a bottle of Adderall just on my desk.
Are you serious?
Yes, like this was in like 2012 or something.
Oh my god.
So like it's been those were my hints. If you never saw the hints I was giving of like shit I was doing.
I also saw somebody, I forgot who it was. Somebody put out like a montage of you
of like
in GTA roleplay.
Being like a like,
you're like, hey, I'm like a addict.
What's like your role or what's your role play? What's your story? For GTA roleplay? And I was like, let me think of something. I got it. I'm gonna be a Adderall fiend and a fucking.
Yeah, I can't believe you did that.
What's funny is people fucking. Well, I think I always wanted to subconsciously talk about it.
Right, yeah.
But, like, I just never...
Because
I also, like, didn't care. Like, if people knew, I just wasn't afraid of people finding out, but I wanted people to find out.
Right.
On, like, my terms and, like, when I was ready to just, like, give it up. Because I didn't want to talk about it and, like, still be, like, fiending to use.
Yeah.
Whether it was Adderall or Xanax or whatever. But, like, I was just waiting to, like, completely give it up. And there was, like, multiple times where I wanted to give it up. And I, like, would go, like, 2 weeks without using and be like... But then I'd like, look at my week and be like, damn, I don't got nothing to do.
Yeah.
My dude just hit me up. I could buy, like, 100 fucking Addies and just go in and just be up for 4 days. And so I never wanted to talk about it until I was like completely done.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I remember there was a couple times you went on or you were like about to go on the, eavesdrop. But then you would tell Hex, you're like, no, I can't.
Yeah. I'd just be like, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
AKA that means like, I'm not done using.
Yeah.
Like I knew because I don't think I would have been able to deal with like the guilt of like coming out talking about it and then like 2 weeks later I'm like back on it.
You disappear again.
So I knew that would fuck with me. So I was like, I don't want to like I don't want to like lie or like be, I don't know. I just wanted to be like truthful and honest about it.
You're like 60 days sober? 70 days?
Oh, I'm like, let's see. I am like, let's see, the 27th. So 30, 60. What's today? March 10th? 11th. It's probably like 75 days. Which is crazy.
That is wild.
It's fucking nuts for me. Because I would go 2 weeks and be like, I haven't taken in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the best.
Yeah.
But now it's like, what makes it easy? And I don't really... Okay, well, what makes it easy is that I don't have an option to, like, use again.
Yeah.
And I don't want to.
Right.
Like, I really don't. I do have itch. I find myself, like, on certain nights being like, God, I wish I could just, like, take Xanax, smoke, and just, like, lay down and, like, be fat, eat food.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing the moments of when that would have usually happened back then. Like, damn, I would definitely use right now.
Right.
Or it's like if I like go out to meet my yoga teacher for food, it's like usually I would like take a Xanax just to be like chill.
Yeah.
So like everyone just thinks I'm like chill and like I'm social. But like now it's like I just have to like deal with it.
Yeah.
Which like sucks. But then like once you do actually deal with it, you're like proud of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
It's a big learning lesson. And a lot of people, well, I don't know about a lot, but there's definitely been a few people from rehab that like, we have like a sort of group that like sort of stays in contact. I don't contact anyone, but like they'll contact me.
Right.
They're just like, yeah, no, I'm doing good. And they'll like tell me about like how some other people are doing, or like I'll reach out to someone and they'll basically, there's been a few people that have, like, one person's already been to jail again.
Wow.
They were like driving like a DUI. Another person like took a bunch, fucking basically OD'd, and like they're back in rehab again.
These are all people that like you hung out with.
Yeah. So it's all people like when you're in rehab, you're like talking to each other. Like I remember when I was leaving, I was like, this needs to be the group to where like everyone succeeded, like the impossible.
Yeah.
Because apparently like 80% of people that go to rehab are gonna relapse, which is weird because when you're in there and you're talking to someone, they're like, "Nah, I'm done," and
Right.
like I'm sitting there like, "No, like I am actually done."
Yeah.
Like I was like, if you, I forget how I worded it, but like if 80% of people end up relapsing, and I know I'm not gonna, that increases your all's chance. I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna use, so technically I think that increases your all's chance
So
that y'all
like...
are gonna relapse. But like I don't know how people go through rehab. Like some people have been to multiple, like it'll be their fourth rehab, and I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
And I think what it comes down to is just not having something that like really drives you or motivates you out, like in the real world, whether it's like a job that you're like trying to progress and get better at, or friends, or I think most of it stems from just like boredom and being unhappy sitting with your thoughts.
Right. So you just do whatever.
Yeah. But like now, with me now, it's like from when I wake up to like when I drive home at like 9 p.m., anywhere from like 7 to 9 p.m. I'll go home. So I'm basically at the hex quarters for like 12 hours. and then I drive home. But I find stuff to do.
Yeah.
Minecraft was a lot of it. Fucking
hanging out with Formal.
Yeah. But just keeping my mind busy, because when I go home at night, that's when I'll be like, fuck, I want to, because I'm just like sitting there thinking,
right.
and even like throughout the day, I'm like overthinking certain things, or
I'm sure
once you like, damn, like what I would usually do right now would be go home and just like take Xanax, but then it's like nothing gets accomplished.
Yeah. That's wild.
Like I've accomplished more in the past like 2 months than like ever. Like if you take the last 29 years of my life compared to like these 2 months, it's like I feel like I've done more fucking now.
And you're about to move too.
Then I'm about to move, gonna be right by the hex quarters.
That'll probably because yesterday was my second night in my new place, and it does feel like a clean slate, like almost like it feels like, I don't know. I feel like dramatic saying it's like a new chapter, but like when you have your own place in a good spot or surrounded by like a bunch of good people too, it's like we're all in this area. It feels good, like being able to walk to work. And
yeah, I'm excited about getting a new place because I'm still, and you know this feeling, I'm still in the apartment where like me and Linda would argue and fucking the breakup, and just like I feel like that energy is like still there somehow. So it's definitely a help getting out like all day. Yeah. But it's
you
still
move this month?
Even like I am gonna start moving in like Saturday.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Like even I haven't brought a girl. Like, I don't even, like, want to bring a girl to my apartment because it's, like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's, like, this is where my girlfriend was that, like, pretty much lived with me. And it's, like, okay. Then it's, like, all right, you're sleeping, like, on her side. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I haven't done any of that. But, yeah, I'm excited for my new place. Do you have, like, furniture and stuff? Like if
No, Alexis is
are you
coming
pulling
down.
a formal and just sleeping on an air mattress
I mean,
with
no, I have my
nothing
bed.
set up?
I have my bed there.
I'm like, dude, like you have the money, just fucking order a bed.
Yeah.
But he's like, he wakes up and like showers and spends all day at the headquarters and just goes back and lays on his air mattress.
Yeah.
Literally an air mattress. It's just like, dude.
No, Alexis is coming down the next couple of days, and then we're gonna go to IKEA and just do that.
So she's gonna go to IKEA. You're gonna follow her.
Probably. Yeah.
She's gonna pick everything out.
I don't know. She's not gonna pick everything. She'll probably give me suggestions because I think she's hesitant on like telling me what to get with everything. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm taking Paige fucking everywhere. Because like
you need like
I need
woman's
a
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
And like especially with the couch, because I went to Paige's apartment to like hook up my apartment or to figure out what I'm doing.
Right.
We would just like sit there and like apply and look at different
Well, you went
places.
to her apartment?
Yeah.
She's literally four doors down from me.
Yeah. But
no text or anything? No. All right, that's cool.
Well, I don't think you were moved in yet.
Oh, okay.
This was like 4 days ago.
Oh, okay.
You moved in 2 days ago.
Okay.
But like I sat on her couch. I was like, "What the fuck? This is so nice. I want this one." Then we like tried to. I'm like, "All right, what rug do you have? What?"
You're just getting everything.
She like sent me a list of different options, like TV stands, bed frames.
Yeah.
And it'd be like brown TV stand, tan bed frame, brown bed frame, Paige's bed frame. And I'd be like, all right, I need Paige's bed frame, Paige's carpet, and Paige's couch.
You're just copying her.
But yeah, it's definitely helpful getting a female's opinion on. Cause I feel like I like trust that more.
I mean, it's because of Jude. Jude would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna work downstairs," and then you come downstairs and it's just it looks like remember when she did Formal's room at first, and I went down there and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, how did she turn that little tiny workout space?
I almost want to give Jude like, I don't know if she would want to do this or if like she has fun doing it, but like give her like $3,000 and be like, go wherever you go and like get shit and then come back and set it up.
Yeah. Like, did she do all this too?
There's no way Hex did anything.
How much does Hex do?
I don't think
I think he has a vision for it, but I don't know if he does.
He does have the vision, but I don't think Hex does anything. I think he's just a visionary.
Yeah.
You know he's listening to this right now, like fucking. Now he's laughing.
Yeah, and then we would come. Remember that first day at the Scuff House when it's like November. You'd come downstairs, and then you'd round the corner, and the Christmas tree's up. And there's bows on the top of the shelves and stuff. I was like, man, it feels good in here.
There's like stockings with our names on it.
Yeah,
I remember, dude. I kind of wish. I want to give a team house like one more try, like for a year.
With who?
Everyone.
CoD team?
Yes. Like I know. I guess Scump's out of the question now because he has his own house. But like, I don't know. That was just fun.
It was.
Like I remember one time we did Thanksgiving and like Sprat fucking cooked and it's like a bunch of us just like sitting at the table with food.
Christmas music.
Some of us made.
Christmas music. Yeah,
it was
crazy.
In Chicago. Like I wake up and I'm like just blasting Christmas music and it's like snowing outside and
yeah,
those were like good times.
We definitely like took it for granted. That's why I want to talk to all these like Fortnite kids. Be like, yo,
hoop.
Like all these like 16-year-old to 20-year-old to 19-year-old Fortnite kids that are blowing up and you're getting a lot of fucking money and you live in a team house. Don't take this shit for granted because eventually you're going to grow up. And unless you're some of these other guys that like I think there's 2 orgs, FaZe and 100 Thieves that still have content houses. It's like, unless you're in a situation like that where you're very, very lucky and you're millionaires and you get to, you like get to live with each other and sell sponsorships that way, like that's going to go away. So this is your frat house. Like, this is your time to live with your boys.
This is your college experience.
Yeah, like, and like I didn't take, like I had a lot of fun in the Scuff house, and I'll never forget it. But like, and I forget we lived in that Blaine Drive house.
Yeah.
I like forget we. Ever
I don't have
there.
like many memories from that house.
Me neither. But like, as far as the Scuff house is concerned, like I definitely took it for granted at a point, and part of me regrets that because we could have done so much more. And I could have just had more fun rather
but like
than
in the moment,
trap myself in my room.
It's hard.
Yeah, I get that too.
Your library, your fucking
the library.
What?
And then Seth's room once he left,
which I'm still salty about.
Well,
I hated my fucking room by the end.
Well, I wasn't
Stupid fucking sliding doors.
How crazy is it? Would it have been?
That I couldn't lock.
You would. So this is what would have happened if you would have gotten that room. You would have moved into Seth's old room, and then I would not have moved out of my room because I did not want to live where you lived. So that means Aaron Create would have moved straight from California into your old room beside Pamaj. He would have had like the good room.
Yeah.
And Hex would have been pissed. Because Hex was like, I kind of like bought Aaron's flight and got him a bunch of stuff without Hex knowing. And I was like, hey, I need him here. So he's coming here. And then he showed up in the...
Aaron lived at the fucking CS house.
CS house.
That shit must have been like scary.
He said, dude, he had never been in a hurricane.
Shit had a fucking indoor pool.
He had never been in a hurricane before. Or tornado. Because there's no tornadoes in Cali. So he said, he texted me and said, what does a tornado warning mean?
His phone just...
And I was like, the warning is the bad one. The tornado watch is like, oh, just be careful. But the tornado warning is like, there's one there, like right over there. And he said like the power went out. His like first night in the CS house, the power went out in that creepy ass house, and it was just like just pouring rain.
That house was super creepy.
Super
I didn't even like going over there like in the day because you walk in and no matter what it's like outside, you walk in and it's like kind of dark and dim. It's like half the shit works, half of it doesn't. Fucking.
We swindled.
I don't
that
remember
house.
shit about that house.
We swindled that.
Like
house.
I didn't even know my way around that house.
Yeah.
I think I only went there like 4 times.
Yeah. I mean, I went there a lot because of the CS team, but I bet you there's probably some crazy stories that like Oscar and Rush have because they live there. They live there the most. It was like Mixwell and Rush live there the most, and then like for days where they would come practice, then like Tarek would come and everybody else. But like that house was funny because we announced the house and everybody was like, "Damn, this house is better than the Scuff house."
Fucking indoor pool.
Yeah.
But like you get there and it's
and
like
then you get there and you're like,
a
what?
dirty indoor pool. It's like no one got in it ever. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean,
imagine buying or renting a house with an indoor pool and no one touched it.
I think they
ever.
used the jacuzzi. They used the jacuzzi.
Oh, there's a jacuzzi
until the jacuzzi broke.
Like,
yeah, that was a fun announcement though. That was a crazy.
It was a good idea.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't know if because does 100 Thieves even have a house anymore, or is it just Nate and Jack living together?
They just live together for some reason, which I don't really get because they don't make any content together.
Yeah, they do. They make a lot of content together. Yeah. So
well, that's why I know they have like a podcast.
Well, they make like one-off videos too with like Valkyrie and because it
really?
used to be when I went there to visit, it was Jack, Nade, and Ray, and now Ray lives with like Pokemon and that crew, I believe. And so then I was like, wait, so who lives? And then Symphony was living there with Brooke for a little while, but I think they both went home.
It's a couple's house.
Right. It definitely was. It was like legitimately a couple's house.
So weird.
And now the mob is all back home as well. So like, I don't know what's going on in LA over there. It's got to be tough to live in.
Something's in the water over there.
It's got to be tough to live in LA. A bunch of people are coming to Texas.
Texas is like the non-corny LA, except there's like It's
Except the weather's not as good.
the weather's not as good. There's not that much to see. Like
Yeah.
LA is like
So LA is like the non-corny Dallas.
no, because LA's corny.
You think so?
Yeah,
I wanted to live in Cali so bad.
same. I did too, but like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, or I've thought about it a lot because I always wanted to move to Cali. I always wanted to like live in LA.
Remember when Infinite tried to
I
get
used
us
to
to move?
love. I used to love events in LA.
Yeah.
But like the more and more I went, and the more I walked on like Hollywood Boulevard, and like
Yeah.
just being in LA and seeing just like hipster after hipster, and it's just people who like. It just looks like everyone cares about how they look, or it's like everyone wants to be that person who lives in LA and like makes it and knows people, and
Right. It's
I
a
just think that
lifestyle.
I think it's corny, but I get it because I wanted to like be that and do that at one
Do you remember
time.
when Infinite almost tried to put us out there in LA for like 2 week time? Everybody was like, we want to be in LA. So they found a place in LA for us to go. And at this point, I was like, dude, I can't move to LA. I just moved to Dallas. So it was a really weird time where it was like almost about to happen. We were about to have like a team house or a team place in LA.
I think I remember that.
It was like you, Sheila Bowes, and like two other people that were gonna go out there, and I was like, well, I can't go out there because I just bought my first couch ever. You know what I mean?
which I relate to now. Finally bought my first grown man couch.
Hell yeah!
Fucking, it was a lot of money.
I can't believe you.
I can't believe it either. But how I want to. All right, so my couch was like $3,000, but it's so comfy, and it's exactly like what I wanted.
Right.
And I was like, I'm gonna regret, and I'm just like fantasizing about like what's gonna happen. Like, oh, if someone come, like I even thought, all right, if Formal comes over, like, is he gonna be like, is my place gonna be a spot where people enjoy coming to and like
Yeah.
sitting on my big comfy couch and just like putting on Netflix and having like
Yeah.
a big TV?
That's
Like,
how
that's what I envision.
Yeah.
That's what I fantasize about, or having
Damn.
like a girl come over and it's like a big, comfy, cozy couch, and they just
Yeah.
feel comfortable.
So that's what you're investing in.
That's really what it is.
I get that.
But that's that's a fantasy world I live
Right.
in. And then like this whole next year could go by, and not one person like ever comes over,
You
and I'm just
walk
like,
by and you're like that.
I'm just in my room, like never on the couch.
You walk by and you're like, you $3,000
Piece of
piece
shit.
of shit couch.
Probably end up selling it, but no. or I say like I'll have this couch for a long time, but I know like whenever I have to move next, I'm gonna be like, just fucking give it away, and I'll just get a new one. Or
Yeah.
it's usually how I just take the laziest way out.
Yeah.
Moving's gonna be annoying. Fucking.
It was a bitch.
Did you hire people to like come in, grab everything,
Not
including
grab
like
everything.
like did you handle all the boxes?
Yeah,
Did you
I
get a
handled-
U-Haul truck?
No. I just took 4 trips back and forth. But I didn't have that much stuff. I still hadn't unpacked from the Blaine Drive house.
Yeah.
So I still had like 5 or 6 boxes already ready. So I just had to pack up
I
my
need
clothes.
to just get rid of shit.
Yeah.
Like
I got rid of a lot of stuff.
which is what I did at the Emerson when we moved. I was just like, God, I don't feel like taking any of this. So I just like the fucking maintenance people who like clean after you move. Like someone got like 2 PCs. Like I'm talking like I was also
you
like
left everything.
I was also like fucked up. So I just didn't give a fuck.
Dude, I remember I
was like, I'm taking one trip.
Everybody had moved in to the Blaine house and you still hadn't. And I was like talking to people, I was like, where is Nick?
Yeah.
And you stayed over like your time for
like,
a few days.
Yeah. I was like, I am dragging this out. I will move on the last day possible.
Yeah.
New chapter.
New chapter. No new friends. No new.
I have a new friend.
Who?
Well, not new friend, but I'm in love again. Just kidding. Because she might listen to this. Just kidding.
Just kidding. Not in
Do we
love.
have any outro music?